And welcome to another episode from the Bakri. Today we picked up a 95.5, 96 Dodge Dakota. It is in a little rougher shape, but it's beater with a heater to get me through the winter, keep my other wheels from getting rusty. This thing is really not in bad shape. Everything seems to work on it. It's got a little shimmy and a little rattle, so we'll be fixing some things on it mechanically. The first thing that we're going to tackle, we'll do an oil change and air filter and the simple stuff, but I got a sweet little cleanup video that I'll end up making for this one because I've got all this extra stuff now. Well, just in case you ever need something like that. Driver's side door, you gotta reach in, open it from the inside right now, but we'll get that fixed too. Interior on it is, subpar. Got some work to do. Let's see how many pieces and parts I actually feel like replacing on it, but we'll start with getting her cleaned up so that I actually feel like driving it some. Yeah. Welcome to my 96 Dodge Dakota SLT V6 3.9 four-wheel drive. Floor. It's gonna be sweet. Stay tuned. All right, take a look in the engine bay. .9, like I said. Probably need a new battery at some point. Everything else is just really looking dusty. Other than that, it's pretty much all there. That's why the AC don't work. Ain't hooked up. Yeah. Plug this air filter out of there quick. Definitely use that oil change. Back in the garage tonight, Dakota project, day 2. Got the dash cleaned yesterday, changed the oil, air filter. Like I said, there was a vibration in the back end, so I pulled the drive shaft today. I got some U-joints, we're gonna swap those out. When I was pulling it out, I was checking with it in park to see if there was any play in the U-joint, and I couldn't find any there. But as soon as I let it free, all of a sudden I've got this going on, and I was like, yep, there's my vibration. So we're gonna swap these U-joints out. The other side looks all right, but we'll swap it out anyways and just see how much better she rides after that. So Quite possibly the most violent that a muffler has ever come out for me. Time to put the new one in. So, at the end of today, we have gotten the doors cleaned up, the dash cleaned, oil change, air filter, replace the U-joints in the drive shaft, muffler. So it's quiet, the vibration's gone, getting it to the point where it's starting to become more and more ready to drive. So pretty excited about that. Tomorrow I got Wes coming over to help me clean this thing up. We're gonna polish off just the vinyls here. We'll see how that looks when it's done. I don't really want to clean it up that much, but you know, just a little bit, something to laugh about. But that'll be tomorrow, and yeah, I'll see what's next. I got a little bit of another exhaust leak somewhere that I got to find on it, and go through the four-wheel drive linkage before winter hits. But other than that, I think we're pretty well set for this one. All right, muffler's back in, drive shaft's back in. Time to see how it sounds. Not bad. All right, drop her down, take her for a little ride, and see how the drive shaft is now. See if I take vibration out of her. So, update. Dakota 96, yada yada yada. I ended up doing the ball joint, CV, and wheel bearing on the one side. Got the muffler replaced, air filter, oil change. I'm gonna check the diff fluids, and we're gonna replace all the lug nuts with new lug nuts. The one side was missing two, and I think the ball joint was shot over there, but I ended up just replacing everything on the passenger side. We're gonna do that. I left the key on for a couple of days, so we'll charge the battery up and probably take it for a little test drive today. Body got cleaned up. We still got to do engine bay and the back of the interior and shampoo some carpets, and yeah. But as you can see, I got my winter coat on today. It's getting cold outside. This thing needs to get going. It needs to be ready for winter. So we're getting close. Re-greased, all the brakes are working great. Everything seems to be cherry there. So get some wheels slapped on her and make sure the diffs are good. Go from there today. See what we get. All right, here we are again. So this week, I've noticed a pretty rough idle with the truck at times when I'm test driving it. Seems like it's cutting out. I ran the codes and it comes back for a lean code. Probably an O2 sensor. I think I might be about to take a guess on this one, but we're gonna do a little bit of diagnosis and see what we can figure out. Maybe play around with some carb cleaner and see if there's a vacuum leak somewhere quick, and we'll see where we end up tonight. I gotta get this thing on the road because it's snowing outside. Oh, and I'm burning my cardboard. Welcome. Today's installment in the Dodge Dakota. And try to open the driver's side door and figure out why that door handle doesn't work. And warming her up real good right now to get that O2 sensor replaced. So we'll let that keep running and do a little quick tear down of this door here. I got it out. It sucked. Ended up taking like 30 minutes of map gas to get her out, but she finally came, so. Time to toss a new one in, plug it back in, see how that goes. Alright, so, as of lately, I'm having issues with the truck. It runs great, and then all of a sudden it just wants to start trying to die. And I get O2 sensor codes coming back on it, and a couple, I had one lean code, but I don't know. So I've been watching the voltage on the O2 sensors on the scanner, and I get some indication I think my cat might be plugged. Cat is kind of more money than I want to spend on this thing, so today we're gonna straight pipe $130 versus $6. Alright, brand new straight pipe installed, catalytic converter removed, and we take a look inside the cat. Oh, hard to see, but That honeycomb in there is completely loose. So I'm guessing that was just getting choked up at certain points, and then the truck couldn't run. So let's see how she sounds. Got a little more throat. Has something to say. Way quicker. Alright. Another day in the garage. Half day. We're going to do a pinion seal, probably the rear O2 sensor today. Still got a rough idle. I know I'm leaking fluid back there, so I'm just going to get that done, knock it out. That way I don't have to power through a whole bunch of gear lube this year. It runs and drives. It drives well. It runs like junk right now, so we're gonna try that rear O2 sensor. We did the front one, deleted the cat. Now we're gonna do the rear one. See if that changes anything. Like right now, it's running perfectly. Somewhere it's just not reading right, but we'll see if that rear O2 sensor does it, and go from there. Alright, so I hope everybody enjoyed watching me get my ass kicked by a pinion seal and how to take it out the right and the wrong way. But I did my second O2 sensor like 3 times faster than my first one, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. The truck's running, and it's actually spewing less white smoke than it was before, which is like
Hey. It sounds a lot better too.
I disconnected the battery and I just restarted it. So we're gonna let it run for a little while and see if the light comes back on, but throttle response is pretty good.
A lot better than it was.
Yeah.
Like a lot better. Before you hit the gas and they go, ugh.
Right, and when it would come back down, it would die out a little bit. Oh man, I might be done. I might be done, you guys. We'll see. All right, back in the garage today. Dodge Dakota again. Things just not running like I would hope. Today, I'm not sure if the O2 sensors, they're not communicating properly. Don't seem like back and forth with the PCM. So we're gonna do some digging and some research there. I got all my wiring diagrams of the O2 sensors, and we'll see if I can't trace down a short. I was poking around and I found a whole bunch of corrosion built up in a couple of spots and some other stuff I don't like. So we're gonna poke around at some wires, probably clean out the idle air control guy. Basically what I've been battling, a P0132 and a P0138. High voltage on oxygen sensor bank 1, sensor 1, oxygen sensor bank 1, sensor 2 on my Dodge. Got into some forums. Some guys were talking about bad wiring and stuff like that. So I did start poking around. That's where my wiring comes up at. And then this is where all my wires join into the PCM and everything. And it looks kind of nasty right about there. There's honestly probably more problems here than I know what to do with, but I'll do some poking and figure out if our wires are communicating properly or if there's a break somewhere, and maybe that's just my problem. So stay tuned, here we go. Battery's dying. This thing's almost out of memory, but let's see. I did just put a new idle air control valve in there, so the idle's probably gonna be funny for the first couple minutes. But found a couple of broken wires in my O2 wiring harness and replaced those with some little splices. I have this eerie suspicion that that is food. Right, food first. All right. So we are driving the 96 Dodge Dakota V6 3.9, and I am super stoked to be able to show you this. I guess you can't really see it, but the check engine light is not on anymore. I'm broken broken wires ended up finally curing my problem. Thing idles great, drives great, everything works. So other than, you know, getting some bulbs working on the interior and stuff like that, you know, some other pieces and bits, we're done with the major mechanical. We'll do a basic tune-up here in a little while. We're probably gonna, you know, just let her be for a little bit before I go messing with anything else. But I am super stoked to say that I finally got it all figured out. It's running, driving. We got heat, we got four-wheel drive, we got everything we're gonna need for winter. So here she is. Thanks to anybody that made it to this portion in the video. I appreciate anybody that's either looking for information or needs help on any of this kind of stuff. But if you watch the whole thing, you know what I've been through on this thing. So I appreciate you tuning in. Everybody have a great day and enjoy more to come. Later.